In last video, we discussed about the 8th house Bhavat Bhavam in Vedic Astrology. In this video, we are going to talk about the 9th house Bhavat Bhavam in Vedic Astrology. So keep watching. Namaste and welcome to Pramanik Astrology channel. I'm your host Prasad Mahazani, help you raise your vibes and become your true self with the help of Vedic Astrology. This channel is all about Vedic Astrology. You will be getting Vedic Astrological videos just like this one, which will help you raise your vibes and go further faster into Vedic Astrological studies. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. If you are not following me on Instagram, this is my ID. Just go and follow me on Instagram. If you have any questions, direct message me on Instagram for the instant reply. If you are interested into readings and consultation, just check out the link into the description section and choose the option which is suitable for you. And if you have any question, you can always contact me on Instagram. Before we talk about the 9th house Bhavat Bhavam, we have to understand the 9th house. What is 9th house? First thing we have to do when we are judging any house is to check that house in a Kalpurush Kundali. What is a Kalpurush Kundali? Kalpurush Kundali is like a natural horoscope wherein the first Rashi is in the first house. That is the Aries ascendant. And what is the significance of this? All the houses and lordships has a deeper meaning to it than just being an ascendant. Ascendant will keep on changing according to your sign at the time of your birth at the east horizon. But in natural horoscope, Aries will always rule the first house. And now you will start thinking about why is that first house is ruled by Mars. Then you will think about why second house is ruled by Venus. Then you will think about the Taurus, which is about security. All that rules you will apply to it. That will enhance your knowledge. That will empower you to understand yourself even better through houses and rashis. We have not even placed the planet yet. The living consciousness, the planet, we have not yet placed into this combination. We are just thinking about why sunrise is first house, why west horizon is 7th house, why zenith is 10th house, all this stuff. Okay, so just check out the 9th house in the natural horoscope. What is 9th house? 9th house is ruled by Jupiter. 9th house is all about the hopes, wishes, the higher belief. Higher belief is beyond your logic. So Sagittarius is the last Dharma Trikona house, the last fire element house. It is the highest fire element house. Beyond that, there is no fire. 10, 11, 12. There is no fire. Only earth, air and water. We'll talk about that later. So 9th house. 9th house is about your hopes, wishes, higher wisdom, spirituality, religiousness, your religious practices, religious ideologies. All can be seen from the 9th house. 9th house is also the house of the higher studies. Okay, and the Karaka for the 9th house is Jupiter. Okay, let's talk about the 9th house Bhavat Bhavam. The 9th house Bhavat Bhavam is 9th houses away from the 9th house. What is that house? Let's count it from the 9th house. 9th, yes, we have to count that house. 9, 10, 11, 12, ascendant. Okay, second house, third house, fourth house and the 5th house. So the 5th house is 9th houses away from the 9th house. So 5th house is kind of Bhavat Bhavam for the 9th house. So when you have to look for the higher belief, when you have to look for your luck, you have to look for the 5th house. And what is the 5th house? 5th house is about your Purva Punya. So your Bhagya is kind of related with your Purva Punya, what you have bring into this life, what karmas you have bring into this life. Those karmas may be good or bad. Your Bhagya will depend on the 5th house. So 5th house becomes extremely important. It is the trinal house and 5th house is 9th places away from the 9th house. So it is the Bhagyasthan of the Bhagyasthan. Amazing. Okay, so yes, let us talk about the 9th house in context with all other houses. 9th house is 12th to the 10th house. What is 10th house? 10th house is all about your karma. 10th house is about what you are doing. You have to, you like to do something. In 10th house, you are wide open in the competition, wide open in the material world, wherein you have to perform. It's the cutthroat competition. What they say, cutthroat competition. You have to work, otherwise you won't survive. That is 10th house. And what is the 9th house? 9th house is kind of beyond the logic. 9th house is about your belief, and belief can be anything. Your beliefs, your higher beliefs, your beliefs about the God, spirituality, you may not be able to explain it to others. And those who believe in doing something, they will not believe in something which is controlling us, which is beyond this karma. Okay, so the 9th house is 12th to the karma. And those who only believe in something will happen to them, something good will happen to them without they doing anything, that is lost to their karma. Okay, so 9th house is 12th to the 10th. 9th house is 11th to the 11th. See the beauty of this house. 9th house is 11 places away from the 11th house. So what is the 11th house? 11th house is all about the gains. 11th house is about your income. The second house is about your savings, but 11th house is about your income. It's about income, the money coming into you. And 9th house is Bhavat Bhavam for the 11th house. We'll talk about it when we'll talk about the 11th house. But 9th house is 11 places away from the 11th house. And 5th house is opposite to the 11th house. See the relationship. So it all comes to the 5th house, which is Purva Punya, which is what you're doing in the last life, or what karmas you're doing. These karmas are going to unfold in these many areas. So if you have 5th Lord well placed, well aspected, it means that you have a very good Purva Punya. Okay, we're talking about the 11th house, 9th house in context with the 11th house. So 9th house is 10th to the 12th. Okay, 12th house is all about the losses, and 9th house is about the karmasthana, the 10th house to the losses. Okay, bhagya and loss have this relationship. 9th house is 9 places away from the ascendant. We all know that 9th house is a bhagya sthan of the person you are, the ascendant. The person, the first house, this body, and the bhagya sthan of this is the 9th house from it. So 9th house is 8 places away from the 2nd house. 9th house is 7 places away from the 3rd house. What is the 3rd house? 3rd house is all about the short travels, and 9th house is about the long travels. There are 3 you can say the durations of the travels: the 3rd house, the 9th house, and the 12th house. 7th house is also there, but we are not going to get into that right now. So the 3rd house is short term journeys, 9th house is long journeys, and 12th house is very long journeys. Don't even think about in earth. Astral journeys can also be seen from that 12th house. 9th house is 7 places away from the 3rd house. So 9th house is 7 places away from the 3rd house. 9th house is 6 places away from the 4th house. So the 9th house is kind of a house of disease and the delays for your mother, and also kind of a loss to your father. 5th house, we already talked about it. 5th house is, 9th house is 9 places away from the 5th house. Excuse me. 9th house is 5 places away from the 5th house. That is the 9th house is the Bhavat Bhavam for the 5th house, and 5th house is the Bhavat Bhavam for the 9th house. So these 2 houses have a very deep connection, Bhagya and Purva Punya. Makes sense, right? 6th house. So 9th house is 4 places away from the 9th house is 4 places away from the 6th house. 9th house is 3rd places away from the Seventh house. Seventh house is all about your marriage, partnership, foreign travels as well, business, and that is kind of a 11th to the 9th, and 9th house is second to the 8th house. 8th house is about the transformation. 8th house is about the death and rebirth. And just after you are transformed, just after the transformation, the ups and downs and deaths and rebirths in your life, just after that there is Bhagya. Bhagya lies after the death. Bhagya lies, let me repeat, Bhagya lies after the death. Bhagya lies after the death. Bhagya lies after the death. So 9th house, 9th house is kind of a dhanasthan to the 8th house. It gives, Bhagya gives strength to the death and rebirths. Woo! Amazing. Makes sense? This was 9th house Bhavat Bhavam, as much as I could hold, grasp and share with you guys. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Sending you tons of positive energy, sending you high vibes, sending you high vibrations. See you in the next videos. And love and peace.